These are the top 3 easiest Town Hall 14 attacks to 3-star every time. Let's start off with our first army, the Electro Dragons with the Super Minion Super Wizard Clone Blimp. This is a great strategy, and for you E-Drag spammers, this is perfect for you. We're going to start off by setting a funnel. You want to be using one baby dragon on one side and an Electro Dragon on the other. This way you have a very clear lane for your Electro Dragons to move into the base. Once you've set that perfect funnel, send in an Ice Hound, Electro Dragons, and balloons as you enter with the Grand Warden. You should use an early Rage to power up your Electro Dragons and use an early Grand Warden ability to protect your balloons, E-Drags, and your Battle Blimp as it goes deeper. The main goal of the Electro Dragons here is to get rid of as much value as possible, and with a solid funnel, you can keep them on either one side or they can kind of split off and do their own thing. But for the most part, if you can keep them together, they can really help towards the back end. But your blimp should be going in for the town hall to secure that and maybe get a little bit extra value. Now for your second step, you want to go into focusing on your blimp. Once the blimp gets to your target location, use an invisibility, and then of course drop a clone with another invisibility and then the rage. Time your invisibility spells from here every 4 seconds. What is nice about this is that the super minions and the super wizards can feed off of each other. The super wizards provide great splash for the super minions, and the super minions are not really worried about ground traps. So this allows you to secure the town hall in almost every situation. I would always recommend though, if you're going into a sweeper or if a sweeper is blowing you back, use a freeze on that. It will help your blimp get deeper set so you can secure that town hall. So now for your third and final part, it's really all about your heroes. In most situations, what you're going to be having is your Barbarian King, Archer Queen, maybe some Electro Dragons, and of course, any spells in the Royal Champion. From this point, you can really use your spells to support either any leftover E-Drags or even your heroes. Using free spells on things like single target Infernos or air defenses is really nice. As your Barbarian King and Archer Queen kind of work around, it's really nice to have the Barbarian King's Gauntlet and the Archer Queen's Frozen Arrow. They just provide support that realistically you might not get by using the Archer Puppets, even though it does provide some nice healing. It really doesn't matter what you kind of run here, as realistically your heroes are there to support, and having the Royal Champion move in while your heroes are pretty much finishing off the base, even having any leftover E-Drags to chain on other buildings, can be really helpful. Using any free spells to support your Royal Champion on things like Scatter Shots, Expos, or Inferno Towers can really help, but otherwise it's a strategy that is very consistent, super easy for you to use, and of course is extremely easy. Next up, we have a very simple Yeti Super Archer Bat Spell attack. This is a very consistent way to 3-star and one of the easier ground attacks that you really don't have to think too much about, especially since you're using bat spells. But for starters, you want to funnel and spam everything in. What I would recommend doing is dropping in 2 Yetis on either side of your funnel in order to get into a good area. You want to look for splash buildings, so things like the Eagle Artillery, Wizard Towers, Scatter Shots, or multi-target Infernos are all ripe for the picking. So using your Ice Golem, the Yetis, the Log Launcher, Apprentice Warden, Grand Warden, and the rest of your heroes, minus the Royal Champion, to move into the base. You can bring in the use of an Earthquake spell to soften up the walls in the core, which makes it really nice. You should use an early Rage and early Grand Warden ability with the Healing Tome to provide a lot of support. Even if your queen does not move in deeper into the base, having her with the Frozen Arrow can provide a lot of support, and you still have troops to move in for the town hall if need be. Just make sure that you have a way to support them. Other than this, you want to be able to clear as many of the other splash buildings. So this will include using the Royal Champion to possibly clear out some other structures. You can have an invisibility spell there to support her, and she can clear through a multi-inferno or splash buildings on her own. While on the other side of the coin, you can use your Barbarian King's ability and help him clear through a compartment. This could get you a lot of value and pretty much then allow you to start your bat spells. Now, once you have secured a decent amount of splash buildings, it's time to start your bats. what I would recommend is by dropping in a free spell on top of the defenses that you want to get rid of with the bats. Then drop in your bats and then reset the free spell every single time, so that way your bats stay protected away from the splash buildings. Of course, you could also use on the town hall in case the bats are getting within range of it, while you have something targeting onto that town hall to secure it. Other than that, you can really let your bats go about doing their own thing. As long as there are no more splash buildings, you should easily get a 3-star with bat spells. You can have the royal champion go into support, and as long as you don't find a tornado trap or you already popped it early, you really don't need to worry about air traps, making the bats a very easy option to clean up and clear through defenses on the back end. And of course, one of the easiest options at Town Hall 14 is dragons with the Super Archer Blimp. This is a really easy spam attack. I made a video on this and it's really dominant, even being able to 3-star a Town Hall 15 at max. So you'll want to start off by setting the funnel, using 1 dragon on either side of your entry, followed by spamming in the balloons, dragons, Apprentice Warden, Grand Warden, Blimp, and your King and Queen. You should use an early Grand Warden ability to get the Blimp to go in the right direction. It sounds a little crazy having the Apprentice Warden there, but you'll understand why, because he will actually support the dragons, the balloons, your heroes, even if it's for a limited amount of time. But this battle blimp should be going in for the town hall. So even if you do get blown back by sweepers, you find a giant bomb, or you find a tornado trap right near the town hall, you can still use this and spam and 3-star. But for the most part, you just want to try and get as much value from that Super Archer blimp as you can, even if they die from the bomb. But for the most part, as long as you have maybe your king and queen on one side with some dragons, that can really help you as you work yourself in. Maybe having the royal champion on the other side, followed by having some dragons working in. It's really important as you work yourself in to just have your heroes help collapse the base down and make it much easier for you. So having that healing tome of the Grand Warden keeps more dragons alive than really before with the Rage Gem. So it really does allow you to have a lot more flexibility with a strategy like this, and you will allow your royal champion to do a lot of good work and your heroes to be able to clear a good chunk of the rest of it, to where pretty much they are cleaning up house, maybe even having any dragons left over, so you can easily dominate in 3-star. It only has one really easy, simple step to easily 3-star with this. Whether you are a ground or air attacker, there's something here for you in terms of the easiest strategies. Of course, if you want a strategy that can work against a Town Hall 15 at max, make sure to check out this video where we go all over that, alongside how to use it against Town Hall 14s for easy 3-stars.